It's beta testing day today, the first beta test. I have an appointment at 9 o'clock. It's 7:41 right now, and got up early, got ready, going straight to my appointment. And I'm not gonna go into work until later, and kind of putting together my lunch. Have rotisserie chicken and some enchilada sauce that I made the other day. But feeling a little anxious. Yesterday, I ran a couple errands, had to take Rain to the vet, which is our older dog, and I went to Lululemon, got some stuff, and what else did I do? What else did I do? What other store did I go to yesterday? Oh, and then I went to Sephora. So I just been kind of like trying to stay busy. And then when I got home and I sat down and I was eating my lunch, I was like thinking about it and starting to get a little anxious. And then luckily my friend had texted me. She's like, hey, we're having a little like barbecue and we're just chilling. If you wanted to come over. And I had asked Jordan and he was a little like, I don't know, right? At the end, I was like, look, let's just go, right? We were supposed to go the day before, but they had plans going on. So I was like, we just need to go because I need to get my mind off of this beta test today. And like I said, the past couple of days, like I've been chill, trying not to think about it. Like, if it doesn't happen, it's cool. And now it's the day of beta test and I'm like, starting to freak out a little bit. Part of me, I don't know if this is bad or not. Part of me is thinking that it didn't work, and maybe because I'm not feeling any symptoms of pregnancy. The only thing different is just that I'm really thirsty, and I don't know if because I'm comparing it to my first pregnancy, which was like 12 years ago, where there were certain things that I noticed that were different, like my body, like I just knew that something was different in my body. And this time, I'm not feeling that. And I don't even know when I want to cry. Just thinking about like how many eggs and how many embryos we had. It's a little disheartening. So I guess I don't have a lot of faith right now. Oh wow, this is the first time that I've cried like this whole time. Maybe like reality setting in and I'm crying and it might be positive, I don't know, but and I don't want to tell Jordan how I'm feeling, because he's hopeful. And I'm just like, it's probably not going to happen. And we just have to go through the whole cycle again. But we'll see, and he's not going to come with me to the appointment because he has to go to work. He asked if he wanted me to go, and I told him no. Like, I'm sure they're just gonna take blood, and then they're gonna call me later and let me know the results. So there's like really no point of you going. They're just gonna take blood, and then I'm gonna have to come back, go to work. So that's how I'm feeling right now. I guess I've just been holding it in this whole time. Just going through the motion. I'm just really scared. But like I said, a part of me already feels like it didn't work this time. And if we do have to do it again, then maybe change things up a little bit, like we didn't do the genetic testing because we didn't think we needed it. So we'll see, talk to Dr. Fish and see what he recommends. But I think that, excuse me, if, you know, we have 1 or 2 failed IVFs, then genetic testing would probably be the next step. So yeah, and then, you know, I was maybe also because, you know, I've been talking to some people. I was talking to my nail tech the other day and my best friend, and we're all roughly about around the same age, like between 32 and 34. And, you know, my nail tech was like, oh my gosh, like we're the same age and you have to go through this, and I don't have any kids. So she started to get like really nervous and like worried. And I was like, no, like don't worry, this is my experience. Like every person is different, you know. Who knows, you can probably get like pregnant really quick. And then she just of course started asking questions, and I told her like, hey, you know, like the older you get, the less eggs you have. And you know, when I was younger, definitely knew that as you got older, getting pregnant was gonna be not as easy. But I guess I just never really thought that it would happen to me. And I don't think anybody thinks about that, right? Because you don't know, you know. So then I was talking to my best friend, and she was feeling the same way, and she's a little older, like 34, and she has a 15-year-old, and you know, she's still thinking about wanting another one. And she's like, maybe I probably have to go through the same thing. And like, I don't want people to think that just because this is what I'm going through, that they have to worry. And I told her that, and she's like, no, but we should worry because we are getting older and we have less eggs. So I was like, okay, understandable, but don't get worried until you've already tried for a year. You haven't even tried, you know. Like, just don't base your outcome or your life, what I'm trying to say, like from my experience and what I'm going through. Everyone's different, right? And that's why I try not to compare myself to other girls that have so many eggs and so many embryos. Yeah, it's a little upsetting that we only had 1 viable embryo that made it to blastosis. You can see it back there. So yeah, and you know, I guess, and then I had another friend who I was talking to who said the same thing, and I guess because now they know somebody going through IVF, they're like, oh snap, like this can happen to me. You know, maybe I should worry a little bit, but I don't know. I wouldn't want people to worry about it just because I'm going through it. Just try, you know, and then if it's and if it happens to be an option, then go for it, right? So that's just my 2 cents. You know, trying to stay positive through this whole thing, and trying to, you know, my friends, like trying to give them like positive thoughts, like, hey, don't compare yourself to my experiences. Everyone has different experiences. Everybody's different. The male is different, you know, like just don't base it off of me. But all right, so I gotta leave here in about 10 minutes. Got my lunch ready, got some chicken, some Doritos, and I'm gonna take a yogurt here and some water. Okay, I made it to the clinic. I'm in the parking lot a little early. Decided to leave. I learned that I gotta leave like an hour before my appointment. It takes about 40 minutes to get here, and they're doing construction like on the main highway, so there's usually always like slow traffic, and you just never know on this I-15, like a crash or construction. So I find that when we don't leave like exactly an hour, then we're like cutting it close to the appointment. So my feelings kind of have calmed down since earlier. I'm okay right now. The ride, I was just listening to music, and yeah, so Gotta go back to work after this. Like I said, it takes 40 minutes to get here. It's on the other side of town. It's usually like half a day trip when I come to these appointments. And I don't think I ever mentioned what do I do in the military. So I'm a personnelist, which is all like similar to human resource on the civilian side. So yes, I do work in an office, and I'm so thankful that my job is flexible, where I can come to these appointments and I can leave and come back. And I know that not all career fields in the military are as flexible, so I hope if one of you is thinking about doing it, you talk to your leadership and let them know in advance, like, hey, this is what I'm planning to do. It's going to require me to take some time. I'll be out for a couple of days. And I definitely let my supervisor know. Oh my goodness, this car's going to hit me. Oh my God. So lucky. They were about to hit me. Anyways, sorry about that. So yeah, I let my supervisor know right before we were gonna start, like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. It's gonna require me to have a couple of appointments and be out for a little bit. I was thinking about the other day that if I would have been approved for a military treatment facility, the closest one would have been San Diego at the naval base. And I can't imagine like all the appointments that I had to go through here and having to go all the way to San Diego to those appointments. I don't even know how that would work, because I literally have appointments like every week. They're checking the blood work, you're checking the ultrasound, your hormones and all that. So it would have been a lot. And the military doesn't pay for travel. They would have paid for the treatment, which, yeah, I would have preferred that, but I just couldn't imagine like the trips and all of that we would have had to do if that was the case. Now, if I would have lived in Texas, like San Antonio, then true, I probably would have been like, hey, how do I get approved, But too late now, right? So yep, sitting in my car, about to go in here in about 5 minutes. All right, test is done. They got my blood. Yeah, they said around lunchtime. It's 9 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna wait a couple hours. So I just got the call from the clinic. It's 11:24. Talking a little low because I'm at work, but my levels are looking really good. My HCG levels are 91.9, so it's like positive. They said like Thursday will for sure confirm it. So they said that usually on the first test they're looking for a level higher than 10, so around 91.9. Super excited. I don't want to celebrate just yet. I'm just gonna wait till Thursday. So Thursday. Today is the 2nd of June. I was gonna say actually the 3rd of June. We got our beta test results on Thursday, which was the 1st of June. And have good news, we are positive. So we are expecting. We are at 4 weeks and like 3 days today. I wish I'd have recorded my reaction, but whenever I get these phone calls, usually like I'm at work in my office, so usually I close the door and try to make it like a private thing. And so we're excited, definitely excited about it, but don't want to celebrate like just yet. For me, I feel like we're still in the danger zone, right? Still in the first trimester. Feeling a little bit more cautious this time around because of the miscarriage that we had last year. And again, so I've just been walking, taking it easy. Last year I was like running and doing all the things that I like would normally do. And I don't know, I kind of feel like it's getting to my head right now. So I'm really just taking it easy, following the doctor's recommendation. They updated my calendar. this is the old one. You can see where it says like folic acid, progesterone oil, and the shot. These were the beta test dates, were they? Actually, the transfer days. And then you have the betas at the bottom here. So now they upgraded me to this calendar. They have me on prenatals, and still gotta take the progesterone up until like when they release me back to my OB. So on the 21st of June, I will be at 7 weeks, and then it would be my first ultrasound, my first OB ultrasound. And on the 5th of July would be the 9-week ultrasound. And then the 5th of July, on that day, they'll let me know if I'm ready to go back to my regular OB, which is the on-base medical treatment facility. So, yep, not a lot of people know, just a handful, like my mom, my sister. Definitely had to tell my supervisor, obviously, because there's a couple of things that I can't do when it comes to work, such as certain training exercises, things to do with my weapon, and just more of that stuff, right? So had to let them know. We're feeling excited, ecstatic. Obviously no drinking. I stopped drinking last month. Coffee intake, I've had to lower my coffee intake. I thought I went from 12 to 8, and it looks like I went from like 12 to 6 ounces. So I definitely cut it in half, and it's been a little struggle. Maybe I'm thinking about switching over to matcha, the matcha tea. I have some that it's been a while that I actually made one matcha tea. Am I saying it right? But that's where we are, and I will update you on my next appointment. Actually, I want to show you the remaining like medication that I have. Obviously, I'm not gonna get rid of it until I know for sure everything's good. So let me get my toolbox. Okay, so here's my toolbox here. Let's look into it. Okay, this is how it's looking like. I had to order more bandages, Hello Kitty, because I was running out, and I still have to do the progesterone oil. So pretty much done with this vial here. We have a whole new one left. I need to have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks left of progesterone oil. I think this one lasted us maybe 4 or 5 shots. So I think we'll be good with this one. If not, I can order some more. Actually, still have a lot of gono needles. They're in their box in the cabinet. So I have a lot of those. I have one. I think there's just 2 shots of gono. Here's the powder and the solution. So I have that. Actually, no, this is the solution. I'm tripping. We had a little bit left over of one that we mixed. This is that one. Have definitely a couple needles left for the oil, needle tips for the Cetratide. Have a couple of needles left on that one. So need more alcohol pads just for the remaining of the oil. Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. Definitely not getting rid of any of that, just in case, just in case we need it again. So where we're at. So today is 3rd of June again, and we are positive. We are pregnant. Symptoms, it's still the same. Like, I'm not nauseous. Still really thirsty. I wouldn't say I'm like exhausted or tired. I think last week I was, this week not so much. I do feel a little bit of cramping like randomly throughout the day. I also have to make sure that I'm not making too big of like gestures or movement that require me to use my ab muscles, because I could feel like a sharp pain if I like last night, if I was tossing and turning, so I toss and turn a lot during the night, and it's not like a graceful toss and turn. Like I like literally like toss and turn and like flop myself onto the bed. So last night I caught myself like doing it a little too rough, so I have to be mindful of that. Just little stuff, right? Again, just taking it easy.